another issue altogether about the independence of the commission itself.
Yeah.
So if this is another conversation we'll have another day. But the issue that you've just talked about is bigger than even the concerns raised. You know. So Palgrave, I know you've also been monitoring this process as well. To the extent that you also had issues, and I'm talking about not just you as an individual, I'm talking about the party that you represent, had issues with technical challenges and so on. Have the measures that have been put in place addressed the concerns that you had fully?
Yeah, so Alfred, I think that the EC can do a lot more better, because you see, we've had a journey over these years, and I think that the biometric system was introduced in the 2012 election. So this would be maybe about the 4th time that we are going to be using the biometric system in our voting processes. And this is our 9th election. The 2024 general election is a very important election for the New Patriotic Party. It's a very important election for the Ghanaian people. And I'm very certain that the EC must do a lot more work. I mean, you are aware that you're targeting close to about 623,000 eligible persons that are supposed to be registered beyond those that were registered during the limited registration sometime last year, which were about 450,000. And it's important that if you are aware that you are going to be recording these numbers of young people that are turning 18 over the period since the last registration, you have all the technical tools together. And I don't think that as a party, a New Patriotic Party, we would want the EC to jeopardize the integrity of the 2024 general election, because it's a very, very important election for us as a political party. And I will add my voice to all the initial challenges that they have had. I think that they should have prepared very well to ensure that we have very minimal challenges. The very first day when the processes began, there were technical hitches, their softwares were not working, some centers began at about 12 o'clock, and all of these challenges, I think that it should be some things of the past. So I would expect that the EC is up and doing. The EC is able to ensure that all these persons in the various centers, 1,053 registration centers across all the 268 district offices, and the additional offices that they have agreed with the different political parties to add on close to about 785 additional centers. I would expect that the EC is really up and doing. We do not want to see any electoral commission officer being involved in any act that would affect the integrity of the 2024 general election, and also affect the integrity of the registration that would be shared to the various political parties, because this election is an election that is a decider of the future of this country. And I'm very certain that every single person that is joining the queue to go and register to be able to exercise their democratic right on Saturday, 7th of December, will make that singular decision to vote for none other person than Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who has been on this campaign tour since the last part of April. And it's important to state that the Honorable Kofi Adams was talking about a meeting that the Vice President attended that had the ECIT personnel there. I think that some context in some of these issues are very important. I mean, Alfred, you are aware that the Vice President is on a campaign as a flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. You're also aware that he's a sitting Vice President and so has official duties that he needs to perform every now and then when he's on the campaign tour, and there are official assignments happening within the geographical environment that he finds himself. So it happened that you and the University of Natural Resources in Sunyani were doing a program on small-scale mining, and the Vice President was in the region and had to pause his campaign to attend the official duty as the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. And I'm told, reliably informed, that the ECIT personnel is a lecturer at the university. I mean, so it's just like Professor Jampo here, who is a lecturer at the University of Ghana, who also maybe in the future of the MPP government might be appointed with any role in government to be able to serve very well.
Injury time.
No, but maybe no, but I mean, I'm giving a contest. No, I'm giving a contest. I'm giving a contest because no, I think that the contest is important. You see, because there are various persons who work in public organizations that also want to exercise their academic prowess, and so this ECIT gentleman is a lecturer at the university, and so let's put that in context. And it wasn't that he attended a meeting that the vice president was attending. He's the lecturer, and obviously, as lecturers know, I mean, Prof is aware that if there are programs ongoing in the university, and it's particularly within your faculty, you're endeared to be there. So that's the context of this issue. The vice president was on his campaign, paused his campaign to be able to attend an official duty as the vice president of the Republic of Ghana on small-scale mining conference that was being done
let me ask you this.
At the university.
That explanation is also good because it also adds another layer of information to it. But would you also not want to see this person applying some level of discretion if I were him, knowing that I am serving on the electoral commission, and for that matter, somebody who is going to be a player in a game that I am supposed to be seen as a referee, I will not even show up. You know, because for me, for instance, I have been invited by political parties to, say, moderate programs that the political parties are, as it were, organizing. And they're going to pay me for that function. But it's not as though I don't need the money. But I apply discretion by turning them down because I am the host of a program and I am supposed to act accordingly in showing that level of impartiality. And so, if you see an individual,
I hear your point you have made about
not considering this discretion.
Well, I mean, I think that's I can agree, but that's the individual discretion of the individual. I mean, the lecturer, because you see, the vice president cannot avoid the role that he has to play as a sitting vice president, because you see, this is the very first time that we have a sitting vice president of a ruling government who is also a flag bearer of that.
True.
Oh well, beyond okay. Well, you can talk about
we've had
John
it in
Evans,
the year,
Sata Mills and co. Okay.
This kind of situation.
No.
You see, I don't like interjecting my fellow panel when you see the Apia Hini incident. It is not just like a lecturer who was sitting in the auditorium, and this is someone who gracefully went to the vice president, part of the arrival receiving team, all smiling, engaging, and for someone who is playing this role.
I think you are extrapolating the issue too much.
How?
No, you're extrapolating the issue too much. No, Alfred.
Okay,
you're extrapolating the issues too much.
What's the issue?
Alfred.
What's your
Alfred,
are you saying that the
put the
person
issues,
didn't
Alfred, put the issues in
do
context.
anything wrong?
Alfred, put the issues in context. There's a program that is ongoing at there's a program that I can have a look at it. I've seen the picture. There's a program that is ongoing, okay, at a hotel that the university is organizing. The vice president has attended that program. In attending that program, the university authorities has put together an entourage that would welcome the vice president. Now, you know the gestures of the Ghanaian people. You know the gestures of the Ghanaian politics.
I thought you know the honest and
hold on. I asked
no, this is a very honest. This is a very. Okay. So are you trying to state? No, Alfred. Let me just finish.
Yes,
are you trying to state that
the university put a delegation together?
Adam, Alfred, are you trying to state very clearly that if I find myself in an environment where there's a program ongoing, and the former president, John Dramani Mahama, is come and he's greeting, and he greets me and smiles at me, it's a problem.
This was not greeting.
Does that mean I have become a member of the NDC? So I think that let's put the issues
this was
in
not
context.
him sitting somewhere and being greeted.
Hold on.
This is a lecture.
You give a certain context.
Yes, and the context is very key.
And I also give you a certain context in consideration of the application of discretion. Discretion is very important in certain decision making, especially when you find yourself in a particular position. You are not in a position where if you greet John Mahama, you would be seen as somebody who is what? Compromising a party or crossing carpet. No. This is somebody who is a serving member of the Electoral Commission. What would it have taken away from him if he had decided not to attend that event?
Alfred, that context for me is very important.
Okay.
That the ECIT gentleman is a lecturer at UNER. The vice president had to pause his campaign to attend the program, and various persons welcomed him. And I think that context is important. That gesture, Prof, give me a handshake. That gesture of exchanging pleasantries with a learned professor of University of Ghana does not in any way mean that the IT guy is going to do what? Rig an election for the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. I don't think so. The election of 2024 is going to be won by every single person who would vote for the New Patriotic Party. It's not by an IT gentleman's pleasantries with a candidate. And I think that let's put the issues in proper context and be able to drive the conversation towards where it's supposed to be driven. The vice president was on his campaign tour as the flag bearer. An official duty came in. He paused his tour, as diligent as he is, to attend the program on small-scale mining. And you are aware of the policies that he's brought in that regard. I think that if some persons have not exercised discretion and they have gone to exchange pleasantries with a vice president and a picture has been captured and is being propagated as though that pleasantries that has been exchanged is going to make the vice president and the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party win the election. No. The vice president and the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party is campaigning 5 times harder than the former president John Dramani Mahama. And I'm very certain, I'm in no doubt in my mind, that from the time when the campaign was launched, from going to Eastern region, from going to Western region, from going to Ahafo, Bono, exchanging pleasantries with traders, market women, young people, religious leaders, chiefs, mechanics, I'm in no doubt in my mind that the extraordinary policies that the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is putting out will endear many young people and many Ghanaians to vote for him, none other. And so let's put that in context. And the Ghanaian people are going to vote based on the policies, not on an exchange of pleasantries that people want to make a lot of conversations around. I think that it is the policies of the vice president and the flag bearer. I can name a lot of them for you. I can name a lot of them for you. So that to state that for me, the Electoral Commission, we in the New Patriotic Party would expect the Electoral Commission to ensure that many people are not disenfranchised with the processes of registering to vote in the 7th December general election. It's also important to hammer a little bit more on what Honorable Kofi Annan said with security persons. If it is true that security persons are stopping people without Ghana card to be able to, I think that, you see, we need to ensure that no one is disenfranchised. No one. No single person who has turned 18, no single person who does not have a voter's ID should not be given an opportunity to go and register. And so if security persons are involved in this, please desist from that. Allow people to go to the various registration centers. Let them be able to register so they can have their voter's ID card. We in the New Patriotic Party need the numbers, because election is all about numbers. So don't disenfranchise anybody. We are going to campaign 5 times harder than the opposition NDC and keep them there, because that's where they deserve.
Okay. Well, Palgrave,